in New Orleans. They pull the rising sun. And it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one.
Yo, good morning, America and the rest of the world. Xander J. Hobson here, the Brilliant Artist Movement. And this is another segment of The Devil's Advocate. So, I listen to a lot of people talk, man. Listen to a lot of people talk, and I listen to a lot of people comment. And some of the comments I've heard, how could Steve Harvey talk to women about marriage and become some kind of marriage guru when he's been divorced blah, 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 blah amount of times? They say the same things about Kevin Samuels. Yeah, how could Kevin Samuels give advice when he's been divorced a couple of times? Hell, he was even a step pop. Every so often I hear women talk shit about J-Lo because she been married a bunch of times, and they used to do the same thing about Elizabeth Taylor, although I was too young to actually really experience it. But I remember them making jokes about how many times Elizabeth Taylor was married. And I've always said, right, my response has always been, why is it a bad thing that a person has a failed marriage? Why is divorce a bad thing? You know, yeah, there are certain things in a relationship that folks should and could work their way through. However, there are other cases where there are situations where people find, look, I just can't do this no more. This ain't going to work. I got to get out of this. We no longer live in them times where people stayed together with each other through thick and thin, hell and high water, and they been together with each other for years and years and years. They were miserable the entire time they were together. You know, sometimes you just got to get out of a marriage, and that doesn't make either party bad. It's just that, hey, we can't do this no more. It seems that it would be better to me if two people who were married, divorced, and got away from each other and lived happily ever after, versus staying together and being miserable and ended up killing one another. So if a person has been married, right, several times, and they decide to throw their hat in the ring of giving advice on relationships and marriage, how could that be a bad thing? If Steve Harvey says, hey, listen, if you're married, don't be an asshole and it'll make your marriage last, is that not a good thing? See, I'm the devil's advocate. I like to throw out solid and inarguable facts. And if you argue against my facts, it makes you a jackass. Plain and simple. A fool could tell you something wise. If it's no more than, don't be a fool like me. You just got some good advice from a fool. And if somebody like Steve Harvey, Kevin Samuels, or even me, been married a couple of times. Matter of fact, I got 30 years of marriage under my belt to 4 different women. And my last wife, I got on her nerves so bad, the woman died to get away from me. And my current wife, she gets on my nerves so bad, I often think about dying to get away from her. It's a joke to all of you stiffs out there who don't know how to lighten up. But my point is, right, as a married guy, right, If I say to someone, hey man, don't cheat on your wife, it's not a good idea. Hey man, don't beat your wife, it's not a good idea. Don't be an asshole, it's not a good idea. If you want to keep your wife and have a happy marriage, is that not good advice? And for all you folks out there that like to take cheap shots at women who've been in multiple marriages, how about the woman likes to be somebody's wife? That's why she keeps getting married. How about we commend her for still being able to marry her a second, a third, a fourth, or even a fifth time? How about the woman likes being somebody's wife? And how about the fact that the woman feels, if I gotta be sleeping with a man, I'm sleeping with my husband? See, a lot of people have a lot of unrealistic expectations that they put on other people. And a lot of these people that have these unrealistic expectations, these are expectations that they don't even follow or wouldn't even follow themselves. So, now, to all of you trolls out there who think it a bad thing that an individual who was divorced can't give good advice because they have a failed marriage, how about they're telling you how not to end up like them? How about that? That's something to think about. I'm done with it. Bam!